The United Nations set specific Millennium Goals, development goals, to be achieved by 2015. Imagine if you could play a role in this achievement.
The 8 goals are to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, to achieve universal primary education, to promote gender equality and empower women, to reduce child mortality, to improve maternal health, to combat HIV and AIDS, malaria, and other major diseases, to ensure environmental sustainability, to develop a global partnership for development.
So let's do an activity. If you get into groups of 4 and discuss what are the issues that are pressing in your community or province.
The government cannot deal with these issues alone. It needs efforts from committed civil society.
Civil society meaning non-governmental organizations and ordinary people like you and me. So what issues are really a problem for you in your community? I know that crime is a problem for me. Take this time to discuss those issues. You may even want to refer back to the Millennium Goals to get an idea of issues, but I'm sure that you're well aware of what your issues are.
Now that you've discussed all the issues, now remember that there are many people, brave people, caring people, creative people that have made differences in their society. Now, how many people can you think of that have made a difference in their communities?
What encourages them or drives them to take an initiative, to start a community project, or even to get involved in one and to take it to the next level?
What are the issues that have a specific impact on your local community? Is it the number of orphans, abandoned old people, poverty, insufficient classrooms, teenagers with no hope, homeless people living on the streets, dirty or polluted rivers, abused women, neglected animals, dirty living conditions, or parks?
Now that you've identified issues, you're going to take a break. You're going to get into pairs, and what is required of you is to go out and do research, collect information on the community projects that are taking place in your community and that are addressing those issues.
And you have to get your findings and present it back to the class.
And this will really help you make a decision as to the community project that you would like to focus on.
I suppose the kind of questions that you should ask yourself is, what am I passionate about? Or at least, what am I interested in?
What skills do I have, and who would I like to help?
What options are available to me, and what is practical to be implemented?
How did we select a community project? We basically looked around in disadvantaged communities, and in our area which we're situated at, which would be in Alexandra, that is a more disadvantaged community. Right now, I think it takes a day. That's the average time. It takes a day, or probably would, if we've got donations, we just go there from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And then if it's an orphanage, we get time to play with the kids. And then when we sum it up, we donate the money here. And that's basically it. The aims that we have for projects, we've got different aims. It depends on what project we're doing. And right now it's winter season, and the best project is to have blankets for the homeless and needy. And so our aim is to provide blankets for the needy. And if we had a food scheme, our aim would be to provide food to the people who are needy too. And yeah, basically it's different projects, but the most used project that we have at school is fundraising, where we raise like money for an orphanage or an old age home, where a price of CVs is 5 rand, and we have 650 odd boys, and from that probably 30 won't pay for CVs, so we'd have 630 with 5 rand, which would generate somewhere around about the region of 3,000 plus minus, and the 3,000 we donated to an orphanage. But we have a bank account where we can make withdrawals like for unexpected situations. Yeah, and that's basically what we do. Our projects are sustainable because right here at Highlands we have an Interact board and we've got Interact members. What we basically consist of is, I think it's 4 PROs with 1 senior PRO. I'm a PRO, which is basically public relations officer. Then we have a president, a treasurer who deals with money, and a secretary. And basically the board will be the people that sustain the project. And by saying so, I think our projects are sustainable. Not that I think, I definitely know so. Our projects are relevant to the community. I'd say yes, because if you look to the western direction, down there is a river. I'm not sure which river it's called, and the relevance to this is that we have a picking up campaign, an anti-litter campaign, where we go and pick up the litter. It is relevant to the community around because they get to interact, hence the name Interact, and having fun at the same time. And if you go to disadvantaged communities, it is relevant to them. It is also relevant to the community because they get a sense of belonging. We fill in that extra space, that gap that needs to be filled. And so doing, it is relevant to the community.
You will have identified which project you'd like to get involved with.
Either visit or call the organization and explain what your task requires of you.
You will be required to spend a minimum of 8 hours over the following 2 months, and also make arrangements with the times that are suitable for both parties.
Remember, the purpose of this task is for you to participate in a community project and evaluate the community project, as well as evaluate your own involvement.
And remember that your teacher will assess your knowledge, skills and values that you have developed.
Let's take a look at how this would work. Let's look at the table on the screen. Your teacher is going to be assessing your knowledge with regard to social and environmental issues and social and environmental organizations and projects.
And as to skills, your teacher will be looking at identifying social and environmental responsibilities, planning and communication, as well as evaluation and writing. This activity can be a formal task, marked out of 75.
For this activity, you might want to work in pairs. It might give you a little bit more confidence to work with a fellow learner.
And remember guys, do not make promises that you can't keep.
Let's recap. In this lesson, you identified social and environmental issues that affect your community.
You've identified and selected a community project that is of interest to you, taking your interest and your skills into account.
And you approach the organization to spend time and complete your task with them.
And in the next lesson, we'll be looking at how to write a community service project report.
We'll also be looking at evaluating your own personal involvement and assessment of the entire task.
Cheers for now.
Bye until next time.
Summary. In this lesson you learned to identify and find solutions for your community, social and environmental issues.
Learning Channel offers an extensive educational collection ranging from grade 7 to 12 in alignment with the National Curriculum Statement. We offer DVD and workbook sets in a number of different subjects. To buy the Learning Channel series, check out our website on www.learn.co.za or call us on 011 639 0179.